there, and welcome to the James Oliver Guitar Channel, and this is vinyl video number 47 of bands, artists and music that I love and stuff that inspires me to play myself, etc. So this is episode number 47, this is record number 1. This is Neil Young at the Roman Coliseum. I try and show some Neil Young related items every week, and there's a couple in the list today, but this is at the Roman Coliseum. He's got Old Man, Only Man Needs a Maid, Too Far Gone, Needled and the Damage is Done, After the Gold Rush, The Losing End, which is a really early one, which was on Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere, Don't Cry No Tears, and a wonderful version of Like a Hurricane. This is a bootleg, I mean, it is what it is. It's on the Space Ward label, as you can see. I don't know much about it. I seen it at a record fair and decided to buy it because I'm such a fan. And it's a great live recording. So that's album number 1. Number 2 is a compilation. This is Relics by Pink Floyd. Of course, this is the early Floyd stuff with the wonderful Sid Barrett. You've got Arnold Lane, Interstellar Overdrive, See Emily Play. But then you've got some Gilmour-esque early stuff on you as well, like the Nile song and Careful With That Axe, Eugene. Cyrus Minor's on this, and of course Sid Barrett's Bike. So I suppose it's the first few albums on the Music for Pleasure compilation, and I've always thought the cover is fantastic. That's Relics by Pink Floyd. This is a album by a band called Shanghai. Now Shanghai, of course, features one of my favourite guitar players, the wonderful Mick Green. So this is Mick Green's go at rock, I suppose, proper rock stuff. Keep the Faith is a good track. Weekend Madness, Joy, Joy, Joy. There's a song called Hobo on here, and Mick Green wanted to originally call this band Hobo, but there was already a Welsh band called Hobo, and we spoke about Hobo before, and we've shown their albums before. Magic Lady, Loose as a Goose. It's not my favourite album, but as a Mick Green related item, and as such a fan of Mick that I am, I had to get it. And it's definitely worth a listen if you like your pub rock sort of stuff. So that's Shanghai. There seems to be a theme of compilations going today. This is a beef-up compilation called Abba, and I love the photo of Don Van Vliet on the front. And this is like tracks off Safe as Milk and the band's second album, Strictly Personal. So you've got Abba, Autumn's Child, Electricity, Candy Cone, Plastic Factory, Robert Pete Williams' Grown So Ugly, which is a cracking blues track, 25th Century Quaker. This is on the Masters label, and it came out in Holland, believe it or not. I just think it's a really cool cover of a later picture of Don Van Vliet. Up next now, we got a bit of bluegrass. This is the Lonesome Pine Fiddlers on the wonderful Starday label. Starday produced some of the best country, hillbilly and rockabilly records ever, in my opinion. And this is the Lonesome Pine Fiddlers. The liner notes on the back are written by the true king of the bluegrass mandolin, Bill Monroe. And I mean, there's stuff on here like I'm All Alone, Lonesome Pine, Windy Mountain. Bluegrass standards, really. Why'd You Treat Me the Way You Do? If you like bluegrass, definitely check this album out. Absolutely superb stuff. And there they are on the front. This is a later press on this Starday label, not the yellow Starday. I think the yellow Starday of this is a lot of money now. Okay, up next is Back Against the Wall by the Groundhogs. Of course, Tony McPhee. I mean, I've shown Scratching the Surface. I'm sure I've shown Split and Fan Cries for the Bomb. I'm not sure if I've shown Blues Obituary. This is one of the 80s albums. Back Against the Wall, Note of Submission, Blue Ball Blues, 54146 in the meantime. Always been a fan of Tony McPhee. Very, very cool guitar player. Quite, around this time, quite punky really. I know a lot of the grunge and the punk movement liked him. And this is on the Demi Mode label. And if you're a fan of the Groundhogs and you heard this from around 1986, definitely check it out. It's quite hard to find on vinyl, but it's definitely worth it if you see it, and that's the Groundhogs. Up next, I was recommended this on CD many moons ago by my friend Tim, and this is The Byrds with a Ballad of Easy Rider. This features some wonderful, wonderful B-bender style guitar playing by none other than Clarence White. I mean, you've got The Ballad of Easy Rider, Tulsa County Blue is my favourite on the track. Absolutely brilliant. Jesus Is Just Alright. This is when the Byrds were doing that country thing even more, and it's just a fantastic album, and it is definitely worth checking out. It's a big recommendation from me there. This is a nice compilation of Kings of Rhythm and Blues, Wyoming Harris, of course, and the great Tiny Bradshaw. Tiny Bradshaw does Bradshaw's Boogie, which is just fantastic. And Train Kept a Rolling, which of course is Johnny Bennett Trio, later down on one of my favourite albums of all time. I mean, you've got Loving Machine by Wyoming Harris, Don't Roll Them Bloodshot Eyes at Me, Good Rockin' Tonight, of course, Shotgun Wedding. If you're into your R&B, you know, your Big Joe Turners, your Louis Jordans, etc., this is a great LP to check out. And it's on the Polydor label, and it's just called The Kings of Rhythm and Blues. Up next, this is The Bridge, a tribute to Neil Young, another Neil Young themed record. Some good stuff on here. Soul Asylum do Barstool Blues, The Flaming Lips do After the Gold Rush, Nick Cave does a lovely version of Helpless, The Pixies do Winter Long, Sonic Youth do Computer Age, Dinosaur Jr., and of course Jay Mascis does A Lot of Love, Henry Kaiser, the avant-garde extraordinary guitar player, does a Needle on the Damaged General Tonight. It's a cool alternate take on Neil Young tracks. Of course, this is Dylan's first album, titled Bob Dylan. This is when he was just him on his own with acoustic. I mean, the stuff on this: Freight Train Blues, Song to Woody, Highway 51, See My Grave Is Kept Clean, A Man of Constant Sorrow. This is real early folk Dylan, you know, he's young. You know, he's got fire in him and he's just trying to change the world, I suppose. And it's produced by John Hammond. Talking New York, In My Time of Dying, features covers and Dylan songs, of course. And this is the Dylan's first album. We showed the other Dave Gilmour one recently. It's a bit of a Neil Young Gilmour sort of feel to this video, I think. And this is About Face, the other Gilmour solo album. There he is with his Telecaster on the back. Some good tracks on this. Blue Light, Out of the Blue is a good one. Near the End. And it's just a good Dave Gilmour solo album. It's called About Face, and we're showing the other Dave Gilmour solo album. Also on the Harvest label, yeah. Also on the Harvest label, definitely worth checking out. And we've mentioned Sid Barrett a few times in this video already. This is another Sid Barrett. This is Beyond the Wild Wood, a tribute to Sid Barrett. So there's some good stuff on this. There's some sort of avant-garde versions of the stuff. Paul Rowland does Matilda Mother. SS22 does Arnold Lane. The Green Telescope does Scream Thy Last Scream. The TV personalities do Apples and Oranges, of course. The last single he did with Floyd. The Paint Set do Golden Age. So it's a mix of his Floyd stuff and his Barrett and Madcap Laughs albums. And it's a nice to hear different and weird interpretations of what I deem as to be great songs. This is Bert Weedon with a romantic guitar to Bert Weedon, to go from Sid Barrett to Bert Weedon, you know, but I mean, what a wonderful guitar player Bert Weedon was. Some good stuff on this. High Noon is on this. He does a lovely version of Green Sleeves, The Belly Dancer, which is etc. And I mean, his book sparked off loads of guitar players, and just check out Bert Weedon if you're into guitar stuff, because it's great. Classic album. This is Family, of course, with the album Burlesque, and this it's got like a TV front to it with like a Perspex screen, as you can see. I mean, Roger Chapman, I mean, Burlesque is on this, Dark Eyes, My Friend the Sun, Top of the Hill, ready to go. What a great band Family are. Family was. Sorry, the album's called Bandstand. Sorry, I don't know where I got Burlesque from. It's because the track Burlesque is on it. But what a great cover, what a great record. And I love that old-fashioned TV looking thing. Bit of Crosby, Stills and Nash. This is a later Crosby, Stills and Nash album. This is American Dream. Of course, you've got American Dream on it. What else is on it? This Old House, Shadowland, Driving Thunder, Compass, Got It Made. There's a great Neil Young song on this called the Name of Love, which is worth buying just for Name of Love. So that's Crosby, Stills and Nash with American Dream. This is a cool Rory Gallagher album. This is The Best Years, a compilation of Rory Gallagher stuff on Polydor, Tattooed Lady, Bankers Blues, Used to Be, Going to My Hometown, Cinnaboy, Crest of a Wave. Nice photo of Rory on the back there with his Telecaster and his straddling it up against his AC30. Nothing much to say about Rory, other than he's absolutely brilliant. This is Stephen Stills number 2. Stephen Stills, of course, from Crosby, Stills, Nash, and the annual Crosby, Stills, Nash, Stills Young Band, etc. There's some great stuff on this, and it's just a fantastic album. I mean, it's on the wonderful textured sleeve, and it's on the Atlantic Plum label. I mean, this is just a fantastic label. Some great songs on here as well. Really nice stuff. And I really like this record. And Stephen Stills number 2. Of course, there's the Manahassis stuff as well, which is always worth checking out. Got the original in there as well. And that's Stephen Stills number 2. Up next, this is Blind Faith. Of course, I couldn't show the original first press because of the girl on the cover. I'll get the video taken down off YouTube, of course, but this is Stevie Winwood in Jamaica, Clapton, etc. Some good stuff on this. Can't Find My Way Home. Do What You Like is a really good one. See a Joy. Well, All Right. Just a good old-fashioned jamming blues rock album by Blind Faith. Up next then, we've got the wonderful 10 Years After. I spoke about Alvin Lee yesterday. This is the Stonehenge album. And it's got tracks on it like a sad song, Speed Kills, which features, Albert Alvin's wonderful guitar playing on this. Going to Try, Woman Trouble. 10 Years After, on the wonderful D-Ram label. I'm saying wonderful a lot today. And it just, if you're into your fast rock blues guitar, check out Alvin Lee. I thought I'd show this to tie in with yesterday's Twang Tuesday being I'm Going Home. And last but not least, this is a nice Sid Barrett collection of his first 2 albums, A Madcap Laughs and Barrett, which I've both shown before. I love the cover with the orange and stuff on the front, and I mean, this has got all of the tracks on it: Baby Lemonade, Love Song, Dark Globe, The Everfest and Elephant with Tiny Eyes and a Great Big Trunk. There's loads of cool stuff on this. So today has been like a Sid Barrett day. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And I'll see you all again next week for episode 48. Cheers.